All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, in the breakdown of the supplementary budget presented by Tinubu on Tuesday, according to reports, the Ministry of Defense received the highest allocation of 476 plus billion. Works was allocated 300 billion, and the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security got 200 billion naira. Now, under the State House section of the budget, 2.9 billion was earmarked for purchase of SUV vehicles, the purchase of official vehicles for the office of the First Lady. That specific was about 1.5 billion naira. Renovation of the residential quarters of Mr. President, 4 billion naira. Renovation of Jordan Barracks, the official residence of Mr. President, 4 billion naira. Renovation of the official quarters of the Vice President in Lagos, 3 billion naira. Construction of an office complex in Aso Rock, 4 billion naira. In the Office of the National Security Advisor section, the Presidential Air Fleet will receive a budget allocation of 12.7 billion naira. In the Nigerian Navy section, 5 billion naira was earmarked for a presidential yacht. So tonight we're asking, it's not only the yachts we're asking right now. What are your thoughts on this budget? And do you really think that the federal government needs a 5 billion naira presidential yacht? Please let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. I've asked the Lord to help me today to stay calm and not to shout or to get upset. But when I see some of these things that our leaders do, how insensitive can leadership be? How? See, today when I was at that Excellence in Leadership conference, right, the truth is that it's going to be very difficult for things to change in this country. Not because we do not have the capacity to change things, but because it is almost an impossibility because of the state of our minds, where our minds are, right? Because even if we take out the current crop of leaders today and we fill in with new sets of leaders, because we're still coming out from the pool of the same basket, it's going to be difficult for them to think differently. So what exactly is our problem as a nation? Because when I saw some of these breakdown, renovation of the presidential office, Dodam Barracks, how many times will you go to Dodam Barracks? That's number one. Number two, the presidential residence. Some of these projects, were already done in the previous administration. Why do we always have allocation for the same thing every single budget cycle? Why? Jennifer, let me come to you. I'm tired.
It's very obvious that you can tell they're not thinking, right? Again, it's always an avenue to take money that isn't yours, right? And if you're asked, you probably just target something, right? Just put a name to it, or budget for this, budget for that. I remember last year when the former president they released the budget for 2022, and I saw it. The things I saw, I was very confused. You allocated billions of naira to change chairs.
That's the same chairs they want to do another 4 billion again for.
So take a look at this. It's like the pattern is the same, right? 2016 budget. So the first one was purchase of computers for the Federal Ministry of Health, and that was for 6 million naira. Then I scrolled down, and then I saw, now this is computers. Oh, it came again. I said purchase of computer software allocated to 84 federal government agencies, and this was for 13 trillion or 13 billion naira. That was that. Purchase of newspaper and magazines allocated to 642 federal government agencies, 371 billion
Something that
naira.
they would not read, and
They will
something
not
that
read it.
there is e-copies right now these days of newspaper. Go ahead.
Anniversary/celebration for the Ministry of Transportation, 109 billion. Please, why? I need to understand. Like, all of these things don't make sense to me. Provision of sports equipment for participation in sports services. What? Or is it the purchase of office furniture? Now, if you keep checking the budget each year, they are always allocating budget for furniture. So are you telling me that the furniture you bought last year has gone bad?
No, it did not go bad.
So
When
you
the
want
person
to
was
buy a
leaving,
new
did you not
one?
see
So the person
which of
packed
the
it.
which of the state governments that we saw that even water dispenser they
took
carried it along when they were leaving the office? Like, that's what I'm saying. It is the height of the impunity for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there is a major crisis that we are facing in this country. Anybody that you meet on the streets of Nigeria will tell you there's a huge level of what's it called hardship in terms. And again, it's not like your earning power has increased, right? We are all, it's just right in the same pool there. And you know, it is the height of insensitivity. I'm sorry, I don't even know how to explain it. But let's even come back to what made us even talk about this topic. Because, I beg, where you want carry yachts go? No, I'm trying to understand. I beg, now you they do, what did they call them, cruise. Where can I go to right now in a yacht in Nigeria? Because help my ignorance, right? Let me clearly say that I'm ignorant. The only place I have entered a boat to is Ilashe. Do you understand? So I hear that they take boats to Apapa too. So where exactly? Is there water in Abuja? Is there any place that if there's water, or where will the yacht be first of all? Maybe it's this Dodan Barracks, Abi. It's going to be in Lagos. Where exactly can that yacht go to? Can that yacht be taken on a presidential assignment?
Yes,
And I promise to be
president-
calm.
Maybe they'll have
with the president in it, yes.
No, so to where? You want to glide on
From
sand?
Apapa
To where?
To Island, to Lekki.
You can go to Ilashe too now.
See, I don't want to laugh because I'm not sure how exactly I'm supposed to react to something like this. Like, I feel like to an extent I poured out a lot of my frustration out yesterday when we even took it, you know, when we considered it when we spoke about it yesterday as a news story, because I can't say anything more than you guys have said, which is the clear sense of it. I don't know. We have more issues in the country to resolve. I don't even think the presidential yacht is the only thing they're getting wrong. If they're repeating the same budgets almost every circle,
The
and
pattern.
it's the same pattern, it's the same budget, the price just increases. And all these prices include every other person who helped to make the budget what it is. So at the end of the day, there's no transparency, because if you're budgeting this much every year, there should be some level of accountability for the work done. You should have agencies in place to say, okay, we certify that this budget has been completed. The project has been completed. So if you do, I saw while you were reading, you said 4 billion for a renovation, and then you said 5 billion for building a new complex. How? What kind of renovation are you doing? Even some of the, I feel like this is government agency, so we should be going at the bare minimum in terms of basic amenities and basic furniture, because if you tell me about the presidential villa, that's different. That belongs to the president. In the US, I think they change, when a new government comes in, they change the whole furniture in the White House.
They change them.
It's fine.
But you know mean.
It's fine. But
Do you know what 4 billionaire is?
Well, it goes back to what I was saying. We were having this conversation, you said mindset. Our mindset is far gone. Hence the reason why if somebody can bring out something like this in a country that we are lacking, in a country that is impoverished, in a country that has we don't even have minimum amenities. We can't proudly say we have food, clothing, shelter, not to talk about lights. So I don't know how else we as Nigerians should react to a thing like this rather than just be upset. But being upset does not change the situation.
So what is the solution?
There is nobody to account to call these people to order. Somebody in there should be able to say, what the hell are you people doing? Are we mad people here? But the thing is that everybody is just looking for a piece of the national cake. And everybody that gets into government creates their own department, creates their own budget because they want their own money.
Yeah.
So it's a mindset thing, but if the young, even if we are to work on the younger ones, you can't work on the younger ones if they continue to see Abalaba and Abalabi doing this kind of thing. Do you understand? What are you going to tell them?
You know, I looked at this budget, right? First of all, I don't recall that the office of the First Lady is constitutional. I don't recall that. Do you understand? Because I remember that even the previous administration, Buhari had to make it clear that there is no such thing as the office of the First Lady, right? So I get it that even in the US, you have POTUS and FOTUS, you understand? First Lady of the United States of America and the President of the United States of America. Yeah, I get that, right? But I'm saying that the promise that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his wife, I remember that statement, it was the wife that even made it. She said it in one of her speeches, I can't remember which is what now, when she made that speech, that she said that they are billionaires. Do you understand? They don't need Nigerian money. They don't need anything. So if something like this is creeping up, maybe let's wait for the drama later where they will say, no, please return it. We don't need this kind of thing. Because I don't understand how, from one side of your mouth, you say you do not need XYZ. And another side, people are allocating, 2.9 billion to buy you guys SUVs. And you're not saying a word about it. Don't forget that this is the first president and the wife that we clearly know that they are billionaires. At least every other president, they hide, they disguise. You understand?
Like Buhari had only one.
Do you get what I'm saying? Buhari had a cattle farm.
And
Jonathan said, I didn't have shoes. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, literally, this is the first president that we would have in this country that comes into power as a billionaire. Multi-billionaire, not even normal billionaire. Multi-billionaire. So you would think that because of his financial status that he already has, some of these things, will not even creep up. Then even if it creeps up, right, it will be an immediate rebuffer to say, no, please take that out. So that it shows us that, yes, these people are not here for the same business as usual like every other person. So when I see this budget of 2.9 billion earmarked for purchase of SUV vehicles, the purchase of the SUV vehicles for the office of the First Lady, renovation of presidential quarters, I'm just wondering, what exactly are we about? The security that we're earmarking 476 billion plus naira. How well has security fared? Who are the people that have been arrested? Do you understand? That says, we have been paying this money. How come we're not seeing results? How come the state of security is getting worse by the day? Nobody. Everybody is just feeding fat. Nobody is held accountable. Even for the ones that you allocate the whatever for. Ministry of Works, you allocated 300 billion. Third Mainland Bridge that we were shouting about 2 weeks ago and last week, you understand? That same bridge was shut down for over 6 months, Abi? For same renovation. Now they are shutting it down again, saying they want to go again for renovation. The same project, nobody checks. There's no checks, there's no balance, there's no nothing. Somebody just wakes up, you understand, and decides to say, you know what, okay, put this thing here, put this thing here. Where is the allocation for healthcare that we know is a big problem in this country? Where's the allocation for education that we know that is a big problem in this country? If this 2.9 billion was pumped into education or healthcare, how far will it go? So sometimes it's like you are just carrying a bucket of, excuse my friend, shit, and you're rubbing it on our faces. Do whatever you like. That's what is happening, because it seems like nobody can be questioned. Yeah. A serious country that understands that we are in a dire situation, some of these things should not even make headlines. It should not be it should be nowhere to be found. And that's why when I tell people that you elect people, members of the state house of, the state houses of assembly and the federal National Assembly, you are electing based on party sentiments. You're wasting your time. Because you are talking about checks and balances, or who will check them, who will checkmate them. These are the people that are supposed to checkmate them. Is it our current Senate President, Akpabio, that can checkmate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or the executive? We don't have a check and balance. But we'll take a break because I think we need to open our phone lines. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. If you just tuned in, we're having a conversation around the the budget, and we are really specifying this particular yacht, but I want to talk about everything actually. Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. Our phone line is open. The number to call is 07025007749. I believe we have a caller. Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah. If Nigeria lies, they should use 200 and something billion to do budget. Nigeria will never be better. Because in Nigeria, what we practice, socialism for the rich and capitalism for the poor. Every government has been embezzling money for themselves just to run the next election coming. The government are not there to develop the country. They are there for their pocket. Okay, look at transportation. Transportation is bad. Look at education. Education system is bad. Look at electricity. Electricity is there's nothing there. Okay, you are saying you are using 2.17 trillion for budget just for them to put in their pocket and say that this is the budget and bring one kind of English because there's no law in the. Okay, every government that has done something that have not even all the projects that they gave to them, they didn't even complete it. Okay, now, who have they hold account on it? No, none of them. Up till now, everybody will just claiming that okay, they are politicians, they are in government, okay, they have position. Okay, but all this is just like Nigeria is a stupid country. Let me say so. They are a stupid country because there's nothing there.
You can't call your country stupid. Thank you for calling.
They don't have anything to give us.
Thank you for calling, but you shouldn't call your country stupid. Because again, in as much as we are upset and angry about the things that are happening, we must also understand the principle of what we call it, and start to call it what we want to see it, right? So I get you, right? Every single every single government, that has come into this country, they came in with the agenda to come and enrich themselves, right? Because truly, if you are actually thinking about the people, right? In fact, in my head, right, when a budget comes out like this, if the way I see it, how it's serious, because I still said this thing yesterday, I'll repeat it again. If Nigeria was a business, how would I treat it? The biggest problems that we have right now are infrastructure, road infrastructure, right? Healthcare, education, power. So if at all there was a seriousness in the approach as to how I wanted the business to grow and thrive, the allocation will show. But I think we have another caller. The allocation will show.
Yeah.
You understand? In the budget and how the funds are moving towards that direction. Good evening. You're live.
Good evening, my dear sister.
Loma.
Yeah, this is Lawman from Abia State.
Thank you for calling.
Please, no, we need to blame the first caller. But if a proper boy cannot match with his wicked master, strength to strength, he will maim at the master's favorite fruit. That is exactly what that first caller did. It's not happening. We are not happy. Okay, now let me just tell us. It is as a result of witches and wizards ruling this country. Witches and wizards will predict the outcome of the election. Witches and wizards will tell you what will predict what will happen. And the whole is the order of the day. That is why our leaders will do anything they like without again. That is the problem. So, but the one thing I want to let us know, it is certain. No matter the billions you have, no matter what you get, it is certain we came nothing with this world. And we are departing this world empty-handed. We have seen it. Those people that were rich, before you know it, they died and lose all those things. So, a reasonable government, a government that thinks for the masses will know. Let me do something for the betterment of the people so that I will be remembered for the work I have done. So if they like, let them finish the whole money, put it in their pocket. They will live with nothing at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We came in empty, we will die empty, right? Or we'll die and we'll go back empty. There's really nothing that you can actually leave. So that's why it's sad. You understand? It's sad to see some of the things that are happening because you wonder that are you not conscious of the fact that when you are far gone, what would you be remembered for? What exactly did you do, to change the status quo? Nigeria is actually a blessed country, right? We don't have anything that we're lacking in terms of, like literally some other countries are struggling to get certain things. Those things come to us with ease. Sometimes I feel like this is why we are actually not appreciative of what we have and preserving what we have. Because if you understand that you're a blessed country, you're a blessed people, there are some things you would not joke with. You will not play around with it. Your resources, you would guard it, I mean, so say even this renovation, let's say they wanted to renovate it. I can recommend my father. If my father looks at that project, right, and writes a quotation, because my father is not just a builder, he read quantity surveyor. He was a QS, right? He's a QS and into construction. So in terms of detailed quantity, he can detail it to the last brick of block that will be used. If my father was to look at that renovation of 4 billion, I am sure if he did that, the breakdown of the materials and everything that would be needed, I don't think it will go anywhere near that. We deal with that every day with government projects, overinflated projects. You inflate them, it's not okay. You go come deliver the project again. Or when you deliver rubbish. And nobody goes to jail. Nobody's arrested. Nobody's asked to refund the money. Like, who do us for this country?
We do ourselves. Like you said, it's a mindset thing, right? And even the people that we expect to hold the government accountable or hold people in power accountable, they are also messing up, right? You can't, it's like I'm doing evil and I want to checkmate someone else who is doing evil.
They call Ketu,
right?
They come check.
Exactly.
How?
So those are the issues, right? And again, I think this should just show us that when it comes to election, we need to also look beyond the president and the governor of your state. Because I feel like a lot of people did not pay attention to the Senate or House of Assembly.
No, funny enough.
Some people did.
Funny
but some
enough,
people were not bothered about it.
This particular election, because I mean, we had a build-up.
Yeah.
This particular election, I don't know about previous elections. Even I was very guilty of previous elections. I just vote, any party I'm voting at the presidential and
all of them.
I will just vote it across. But this time around, the only challenge I have is that we did not really know who the people were at the National Assembly and the representatives for National Assembly and State Assembly. We didn't know their person.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So even with this particular election, because there was a Labour Party wave, a lot of people that were under the Labour Party want some of their, what's it called, for National Assembly and State Assemblies, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying to you that beyond that, right, it is,
individual.
yes, we must look at the people. What exactly is their track record? So it's a question of what would you propose when you get to that house? So that should be part of your manifesto. These are the things that I have identified in my community, and these are the things that I'm going to go and speak about. I listened to Natasha Akpoti's interview yesterday. I watched it, the rerun. I watched it online on YouTube. And she was talking about how, first of all, she understands the uniqueness of our people and how she wants to bring in certain kinds of innovation. She's big on small businesses. At least you can tell that she has a plan, going into the Senate. We need more people that can speak to a plan. Don't just whip up sentiments and say because this person belongs to a particular party and all of that, you just vote. Because now, this kind of bill that is before the Senate, how do they even say it in the Senate? All in favor say aye, all in favor say nay, the ayes have it. That's all they do.
There should be some level of argument,
Haba.
to say, why do we actually need this? Can someone tell us?
Defend
That's the word, defend it. Whoever, whatever department was in charge of that, when you get to that point, you actually say, can you defend this? Why are we doing this? But it was in the bill last year. It never comes up.
I feel
Because
like
everyone is just waiting for their own piece of the cake.
I feel like it probably does, right? I know last year's budget. That one I followed it because it was so ridiculous, just like what we're seeing now. So I followed it, and based on what I saw in the news and what they were saying, there were people who actually contested it. They had to ask some of these governments, like, what is this budget for, right? Because some funds were being allocated to the renovation of primary schools. So the question was, where is this primary school located? How many students do you have there, right? What's your goal? They bring a budget, and those budgets are not detailed. So they just put how much they need for this particular project, but then there's no plan, there's no proper proposal, there is nothing, no strategy in place. The action items, the deliverables, nothing. It was basically empty. So there were questions.
In fact, that lawmaker that comes from, you remember the secondary school story, the primary school story we took 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? Where the school was, the broken school in Edo State, you understand? In fact, the person that comes from that particular local government, that in 160 million, where they want to buy in car, maybe they use and go build the school.
Exactly.
Because literally, I don't understand how we reward impunity. We reward mediocrity. Let's take comments.
So I honestly believe that questions are being asked, but then the challenge is if you have majority of the decision makers who are tilted in the wrong direction.
So I don't believe questions
what
are
can
being
you
asked,
do?
Jennifer. You know why I'm saying that? If questions are being asked, you will not have the temerity to even write some kind of things in the budget in the first place.
Because
Because let me tell you what is
The
happening.
majority of those who are tilting towards
It's not about even the majority. Even the ones that you think are fighting for you. It is for the follow-ups, so photo-ops. Because if truly somebody is fighting for you, you understand, we'll be seeing results. Because it is, there is this idea of be seen to be working.
Yeah.
And to be actually working.
Yeah.
Let them see say we dey work, make them see say we dey fight. And we are truly fighting. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
Because if these things will be contested, the person drawing up that budget will not have the audacity to write certain things in those budgets. There's some things I cannot put in a budget now. It's not possible. Because I know that as it is landing, it is dead on arrival. But the reason I will put certain things in a budget because I know it will go
It
through.
will go through, yeah. There are no checks.
Where does the
There are no
money
checks.
for the budget come from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the
they say we're
thing.
in
And
debt.
that's the reason why it's borrowed funds
Yeah,
most of
it's
the
borrowed
time.
funds.
So
So
how
why
do
are you
you
using borrowed
use
funds for
someone
this?
else's money that you're supposed to use for infrastructural development and everything to buy
Yacht.
bulletproof car, and no, I
God,
see.
you know.
I don't even want to go to that yard
5
part. But I'm
billion.
even saying the cars and everything. Come on.
Some of us, they look for school fees for our children. How much will they find for school fees for our children? 5 billion. Do you know how upsetting this thing is? You know why I say it's upsetting? I would look for money to pay school fees. That same amount of money, I cannot use it to pay the same amount of school fees in the next 1 week. Why? Because our naira is rapidly, you understand, what's it called, devaluing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So you will now come and rub the shit in my face. That one is your problem. You take the same, people are not able to pay school fees. People are not able to feed. People are not able to pay hospital bills. Do you understand? Just because of the volatility of the economy. And this same economy is what you are now doing some of these things. Like, that is the height of insensitivity.
Very insensitive.
It's so insensitive. I don't understand how else to say this thing. If I were your child, would you watch me sleep on the road and you are driving an SUV? Would you watch me be hungry? It is just, we are just asking for humanity in what it is that we're doing. But I think it's too much to ask.
It's too much. I think we're asking for too much.
Yes,
You need to have a conscience first to be able to even think in that direction. But we have a comment here from Nii from Omoli. Or Nii Omoli. Good evening, ladies. The government lavish spending on borrowed funds in an economy currently undergoing the most challenging times, yet again shows how insincere these politicians are. Again, are we surprised? When someone ran for office on Emilio Con team, it's really unconscionable in a country facing multi-dimensional challenges, arguably the worst last 5 months. Unfortunately, the NAS a rubber stamp recently justifying their own 160 million Naira SUVs. When Nigerians are angry enough, we'll organize. Shakwa don't get any, oh my God. Shakwa don't get
any political party affiliations
affiliations.
or tribe
Yeah.
or religion.
So the political class really provoking Nigerians. It's like a case of your children hungry and can't go to school, but at home, yet you, the parent, you're flexing with new cars and traveling to exotic locations around the world. He also mentioned that President Jimmy Carter in the USA actually sold the presidential yacht in the 70s as an example of cutting government spending in an economy dealing with recession. The current Canadian Prime Minister yet to renovate his official residence, cost of the $40 million bill, and how to face Canadian taxpayers. These are countries with $1 trillion economy GDP. How exactly will the rest of the world ever take us seriously? How? This is from Nii Omoli.
Hey, thank you so
evening.
much.
Good evening, my dear beautiful sisters of What Are You Saying? #ways acquisition of a yacht in government. I'm personally not against owning a yacht, but is it what we need for now? Is that our main problem? My dear sister made mention of two things. She asked that how insensitive can we be? Failure to recognize that we have a problem. Maybe the money is too much. That is why it's being spent stupidly and carelessly. Did they swear for us in this country, or are we cursed? That money used to acquire a yacht can be used for important things and to solve problems in Nigeria. People are only concerned about their own pockets and national cake. According to my dear beautiful sister Nwajaga, and that is true. God will help us God will help all of us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
My name is Daniel Ilo, Ways regular fan. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Danny. I think we have a caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Noah, Anna,
Ah, youngest
and the
old
beautiful
man.
ladies over there.
How are
Good
you?
evening.
This is the youngest old man once again,
Thank you for calling.
advising you to reduce your anger with Nigerian problem, otherwise you go get wrinkle.
I
So
will.
fine face, you're not supposed to take a kind Nigeria problem.
I tell you.
But no what, if I blow, I'll make sure you lead this country by all means. I'll be your godfather. The passion we get, they touch me for heart. But you see, the issue is that me, I just believe in one thing, and that thing kept me going. That a certain generation will come in my lifetime to fix this country. But this country has no material problem. The problem we just have is up there,
Leadership.
which I'll call is an administrative problem. We have all the natural things that can take us to the next level. We have all the IQs that can lead this world. We have the intellectuals to lead this world. It's just the manpower and the kind of people that in the hands of our face.
Leadership, yeah.
The difference is that in a situation where the lower class are crying for something while the higher class are shouting for something. In this time, somebody they talk of cars, yachts, unnecessary English. Why I need to go find for dictionary if I don't understand. Where are the three people they die of hunger? This is not. I'm not telling you what, because I applied within the north and Lagos, so I see a lot of things. As I'm talking to you now, I'm still in the office working. And this is our program said they won't give me joy. If you see the kind of my table, so you go fear. People are dying of hunger. And most of the problem, do you know that every government is local? All these people you are saying in that place, pretending like they're aliens, that don't know what's happening in the country, they all know because they came from somewhere. They are representing a place and they are getting first-hand information, what is happening down there. Some of them have not come back to their town since they left because they can't even stand the crowd that will come to them. If I let them try it, let them bring it up, let them bring you guys that are media to come and show them going home. They will never do that. I challenge any of them. Let them go to where their constitution, how I can speak the English, constituency. Let them go there and show to the world that they went there. Men say the kind of crowd not going to come. Men are dying in different sickness, deaths that are avoidable. People are dying over it in Nigeria here just because there's no drugs. And the drug come, they go rational. Imagine general hospitals now, they collect bill. They will give you bill to pay. Government hospitals. See, I get ground. I see what's in the happen for this country. I they cry. But I know that we have everything to take it to the next level. So I believe that the generation will come, maybe not mine, maybe not the ones after me, but I know a generation will come that will fix this country. And even if me and you did this life, we will remember, say today, we talk and say, one generation will come where get hunger to fix this country. But I see this people over there. Me, I don't know whether they told us something for it, they don't go there. Everybody go don't change. Even the Labour Party people that were so supported there, everybody, nobody is talking anymore. Now I'm not going to follow your words. I can't get raincoat. Let me calm down.
Thank
Okay?
you so much.
Let me calm down and pray that God will help us. Thank you.
Amen. On that note, I think we've had enough because me, I don't even have anything else to say. But thank you so much, NJ. Thank you, Jennifer. My brain, they say my brain won't blow. Let me see where I did so. Thank you so much, ladies. Now, before we go, ensure you follow us across all social media handles at Wayshow Africa. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and most importantly, follow all our engagements on social media, like, share, and invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. If you missed our quote for today, here it is again. The budget should be balanced. The treasury should be refilled. Public debt should be reduced. The arrogance of officialdom should be tempered and controlled, and the assistance to foreign lands should be curtailed. Least Rome, I will change that to least Nigeria becomes bankrupt. We'll see you guys at 8 p.m. tomorrow as we bring another great conversation, hopefully not discussing budget, to your screen.